We have been so busy around here, rushing around trying to get things done on the house. I should say Nolan, he's really been busy. Rushing around trying to get this house prepped before the painters and contractors and everything else come. So let me just show you a little bit what's been going on. Just real quick, I haven't been filming much, but I'll just show you what he's been doing. Right now he's outside cleaning up a bit. He deserves a break. He's been going at it that hard. I'm a little bit worried about him. He's gonna have a mental snap here. So I've been telling him he needs to take it easy. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Janine and I'm a Mennonite mom. That's the channel name. So this channel tends to be about as random as my personality, which is pretty random. But in general, this is kind of a lifestyle channel where I document life. I give how-to videos. We have lots of projects going on. In the past, we've restored a camper and documented all of that. Currently, we are working at our house, which is a 1900s. I think it was built in 1900 or 1905. It's an old house in desperate need of repair, and so that's what we're attempting to do this fall. So in this video, I'm going to be updating you all a little bit of what we've been doing to prep for the construction workers that will be coming and helping us with the house. I made one other video earlier this summer when my brother-in-law came and we helped kind of redo the front of the house. We tore off an old porch roof, all that. So if you haven't seen that, I'll have the cards up here somewhere. I would definitely recommend seeing that. You kind of get a drift of what our house looks like. And because this project has been spanning many weeks, I feel like I've been just kind of sporadic at filming and I don't have quite as clear and concise of a story as I'd like to. But anyway, here is the video of some of the things we've been doing to the house. I hope you all enjoy. These windows, if you can tell, they were big tall windows. We tore those out and we put smaller windows in so that we can make kitchen cabinets go the whole way around here up to our stove, because this is all dead space right now. Yeah, there's really no purpose to it and it really needs countertops. So in order to do that, we needed to make the windows smaller so we can put cabinets on top and cabinet counter space on the bottom. All right, so moving over to my kitchen sink. This was a pretty small little window before.
We are going to put a new window in here. That will be, I don't know, 4 or 6 inches lower. It'll have a grid pattern in. Wasn't really my idea. Trying to get used to it.
I was waiting for the jab.
This pink hammer is also my wife's. Mine is gone somewhere else.
You bought it. Don't blame your hammer leaving on me. You know who to blame that on. Who would that be?
The Patriot, 1947.
Found it in the
June 9.
Found it in the windowsill.
Here it's talking about Lewis and a labor bill veto.
The President of the United States has more on his mind than the satisfaction of leaning on foot of his old comrades of World War I in a reunion in Kansas City.
Well, America, in case you're lolling around the house right about now and thinking how nice and calm it is, here's something that should shake you out of your doldrums.
One of his headaches is the labor bill, which Congress has laid on his desk.
You still have too much expression.
During the days which remain for Mr. Truman to approve or veto the measure, he is likely to be haunted by the figure of John L. Lewis striding back and forward in front of the presidential desk.
A little more sing-song.
Lewis could capitalize on a veto.
Guy there kind of is torn. Something's going on with Lewis and a veto.
This is WOR Radio, your station for news.
He also took that out, put a bigger window in. It's going to be so much nicer. I love it. And then moving on here behind me, not much happened here except we got new windows. And they're crank out windows. Before it was the old farmhouse windows with like the double pane. Dirt was in the middle. Anyway, all that type of thing that happened. So he replaced that.
Don't ever buy an old house. So this was 3 individual windows, the old original ones. I'm trying to tear this all out and put in 1 unit window. It'll be 3 separate windows, but it'll actually be within 1 frame. So I have to put a header up in here to support the weight. First rebuild this side because there was an old porch post here that was kind of in the way and I had to move it over a little. Yeah, now I got to rebuild a sill. So hopefully today I'll get the window in.
Looks amazing. my word. That window we were trying to install, this was like the most expensive window of the house. And we weren't thinking, and it wasn't, obviously there was nothing behind it, and suddenly the window started tipping in. There was nothing for us to grab onto. I just watched in panic as this window whoomp into the house. Thankfully there was a ladder on the inside that it fell against and held. Nothing cracked except the screen ripped a little bit, but that's nothing comparison to a window breaking. So we got a new window in the front. Yay! These are crank out windows, the ones I had before. These old windows, there was like 2 panes and like insects would get in there, and it was all dirty and spider webs in the middle that I could not get to and clean. So this is gonna be so much nicer. What you doing, buddy?
I'm doing this.
Look at that, spreading Dad's stuff all around.
I'm making the saw.
Scared me. Really scared me. I should have known better.
And then over here in this corner, there was an old window right there, and he took that out and we're filling that shut because this corner right here is going to be a closet. Right now it's just this kind of pantry that, yeah, looks a little bit the way it does just sitting there. This is going to be a closet. Hopefully we'll have like a rolling sliding door there. It's going to be nice. And here comes a hard-working man. How's it coming out there?
It is really, really humid today. Not to be a complainer, but it is like a sauna out there. One thing we can see from in here, this used to be an old window that we're going to put a new, build a wall here, basically try to build a little enclosed closet. Didn't need that window anymore, so I framed that in. And then I replaced 8 old windows with new ones. There's actually
Quite the job. My God.
actually, most of them had 3 windows. There was 2 storm windows and then the old original window. And I had to rebuild some sills because there were some rotten window sills in there too. So
You're looking at talent right here. He's been hard at it, really hard at it. So this all out here was a pretty big mess. He's getting everything cleaned up. He had his workstation out here. This man lift is my dad's, so we borrowed it to make it handier to get up to here. Anyway, so here's the outside. You can see he built this all shut. Then those windows up there, over there, there's 1, 2, there's a one right here, 3, 4, 5. Then there's one around the corner over here, right up there. So he got all of those replaced, and he was working throughout the year replacing other windows. Like that is our guest bedroom up there. He replaced 2 earlier this year. He was working at that, and then he also shut another window. That's gonna be a video for another time. Hopefully we get that room done soon. I can finish that video. Feels a little haphazard. Actually, all these videos do. I hope I can pull them all together in some cohesive way because it's over a week span, and I feel like I'm just kind of, yeah. All right, so we're at the back side of the house. So that is another window that he had replaced earlier, and then these 2 still needed replaced. This is Xander's nursery. So he replaced them all this week. Then over here, these were replaced. But like all these bottom windows here had been replaced back when we moved in 7 years ago. So the windows around the living area in the bottom were all new when we moved in. So we're just kind of finishing all the other windows. Anyway, it makes it feel so nice, but now what he has to do is finish building the headers, and I'll show you in a minute what he's doing. He's trying to replicate the old headers, the ones that got kind of rotted out. Some of them can still be used, but the ones that can't, he's rebuilding the headers. And he was starting to get really overwhelmed because the person that's coming in to do our house suddenly was able to come a little bit earlier, and all this work was just overwhelming him. But we really lucked out. The contractor that's coming actually does a variety of work, and he's like, sure, I can help finish trimming out the house if you don't have it done. If we run into rotted spots, they'll take pieces of trim to another local contractor that replicates trim, and we'll just get everything made for you, and they'll do it all themselves, so no one doesn't have to try to get everything prepped for paint. So that was a big relief off of him, off of me, just watching him stress over everything. I'm telling you guys, I used to think that the whole thing, the marketing thing of Amish made and this is Amish, quality, whatever, was a little bit over-marketed hype. But I'm telling you, since we're doing this house and we're getting a lot of Amish contractors, because that's a lot of the companies here in the area, and if you can get them, you get really good work. Their prices just beat the boots off of any other company. and they work like crazy and quality work. So just the fact that we can get this contractor who kind of helps restore old houses and repaint and stuff, he comes in here and he says no sweat, you know, he can do some fixing and trimming work while he's at it, and then repoint the chimneys as well. He said he did that when he was younger, and he kind of has this wide variety of skills, all within one company business. I know it's going to be good work. We've had Amish people work for us before, and they're just nice to work with. And so this whole phenomenon, that especially around PA and Lancaster, like Amish made, Amish quality, it has truth behind it. And we're so blessed to live in an area with different Amish people, Amish craftsmen, because their work is so good and their prices are just amazing, at least the ones I work with. But anyway, just to give you a little bit of context, sometimes I do enjoy sharing numbers just because I'm a numbers type of person, and I find it interesting when other people do it as well. But just to give you an idea, like I said, we had to take a loan out to be able to do this, but our house is in dire need of repair. Anyway, and while we were at it, we're like, you know what, I could really use a new kitchen. I mean, my cabinets are as old as Moses, not quite, but anyway. We were trying to decide if we wanted to get cabinets, like cheap cabinets from Lowe's that you just stick in and kind of make yourself, pre-built cabinets, or if we wanted to go the custom route. So we're pricing around, and this just gives you an idea of the quality of labor you can find when you're in an Amish community. If I'm remembering correctly, to get like a whole kitchen-ish, I don't know if I'm right here, but I'm guessing at Lowe's you'd be looking at around $4,000 to $5,000 maybe for whole new cabinets and counter. And my husband's like, he doesn't think it's going to be that big of a difference to go with a local craftsman here and get custom made versus like more cheaply made at Lowe's. And so we were calling around, and they're all of course backed up so much, so I called different places to try to get estimates and to see who has the best prices and who can come the quickest. Anyway, so just to give you an idea, we called a place in Lancaster, and I just found their website. They had really great work, and they quoted me, I think it was like $18,000 for just the cabinets, and granted, I think there was granite countertop included in that quote. $18,000, that's out of our budget. I mean, we were hoping to do our whole kitchen for way less than that. Anyway, and so we called our local Amish craftsman that does excellent work on his cabinets. His price completely blew me away. I'm not quite sure 100% on the exact quote, but I think it was like $6,800 or something, or maybe it was $7,000 something. But it was like $10,000 or more less than the previous company, and granted, we decided not to go with granite because it's so expensive, so we're just going with laminate, so that obviously granite is a big part of that, a few $1,000s in countertop. But still, that is just a ginormous difference. And the quality, I would almost say that the quality of the Amish built is probably actually even better. It just kind of gives you an idea of how blessed we are to live in an area where you have such good craftsmen at such a affordable price. But we are adding on a few things to that he hadn't included in the quote, like a boot bench and some things like that. So I just cannot wait to get these countertops. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So here you can see these are the headers that Nolan has to build. He custom made them, and they replicate the ones that were here with these little decorative blocks in the corner. And he did a really, really good job. Over here he made some as well on there, so a lot of these others, those are going to stay. So yeah, that's the next thing on his list. He's going to try to have all those headers built before the contractor gets here, and then the contractor said he can easily put them up while they're painting and doing all that repairs. So that's what's on his list next, but he's been working so terribly hard getting all these new windows in, and yeah, he deserves a break. He deserves a much needed break. I need to figure out something nice to do for him. And I am completely letting my flower bed go. It looks awful. But I figured with all the tramping around this house, there's really no point in doing that. Alright, so basically in this video, my husband just replaced all the old windows, which was a ton of work, and he was working at replacing headers, and those still aren't completed. But hopefully it looks like, if everything works out to plan, in about 2 or 3 weeks now, the painter's going to be coming. People are going to start stripping the house. Fingers crossed. There's been some headache revolving around that, so we're hoping that will all work out. After that, we're getting some roofers in, getting new gutters, and redoing some of this porch. So there's a lot coming up, and I can hardly wait. Also getting a new kitchen I'm not sure how it's all going to fall together, but we're working on it. I'm going to close this video with just some family times. We went camping some this summer that I didn't document, just a few little clips from that. Xander just loves riding on those bike humps at campgrounds. He's 3, and I'll have to include a video clip of that. There's a couple video clips that I shared on my Facebook and Instagram. I'm not real active there, but I try to upload every now and then, so if you want to follow that, make sure to check out The Mennonite Mom on Instagram and also Facebook. Anyway, I'll share some of those video clips of Xander and Nolan playing with his RC and some of those things just to end the video. Thanks a lot for joining. If you're new, I'd love you to subscribe and stick around. And we'll see you guys in the next video. God bless. Bye. You're doing work. What are you building? A seesaw. Okay. It looks like all these tools need cleaned up here soon, huh?
Go like this.
What are we doing?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'm gonna set it up again.
What's this called?
Bowling.
Bowling.
With RC.
RC bowling, okay. That looks like fun. Dad's caulking tubes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me watch.
That started about right here. Right here, yeah, you send it.
That was a big one.
Good job, you have one standing.
Yeah.
There, now let me get set up.
Hey, Dad.
Over my head. Hey, send it.
I'm going to sing.
I think I'll pass. Okay, ready.
Send it. Here, I'll put a caulk tube on. See if you can knock it off and send it over.
Oh!
Picture.
Xander, what were you doing?
I was playing in this.
You got Dad's shaving cream. Don't put it in your mouth. Xander.
All day long, right or wrong, you question everything. Why the grass is green, can I stay up late, and why do the bluebirds sing? Sometimes you cry your big blue eyes for no discernible reason. Your point of view, it comes and goes like the changing of the seasons. You got your mama's sunshine,
Here we go.
daddy's rain. You're like a piece of heaven in a hurricane. It's bubbling over like sweet champagne. You got your mama's sunshine. You got your daddy's rain.
Hurry, go.
The things you say, the words you make, your heart I love to see.
Okay.
You got a leaf on every single branch of our family tree. When you're all grown up, no longer a pup, and going out to the great unknown, you'll find that little piece of you that you can call your
Okay,
own.
they're going.
You got your mama's sunshine,
I
you got your daddy's rain. You're like a piece of heaven in a hurricane. And it's bubbling over.
Watch where you're going.
Sweet champagne. You got your mama's sunshine. You got your daddy's rain. You got your mama's sunshine. You got your daddy's rain.
Mommy hit a tree. Did Mom hit a tree?
folks. You're pleased with your opinions, girl, you want the world to know. We don't need no Mona Lisa, don't need Dali or Chagall. You're like a miniature Picasso with your markers on the wall.